Good evening, this is the Oscar expert here with Brother Bro. And welcome to our March predictions for the 2021 Oscars in the lead actor and actress races. It's way goddamn early, but we still have the answers right here on who's getting nominated. We'll start off with Best Actress. Number 1. You will be happy to hear this. You like the sound of this. Ana de Armas for Blonde. She is playing a fictionalized version of Marilyn Monroe. This is based on a book. Andrew Dominique is directing this. So it's bound to be like a little stranger of a movie. Potentially like Jackie, like we were saying in the last video.
Yeah, she's probably going very deep here. The movie could be too weird. It's the director of Killing Them Softly. So this could be like a trip. Either way, like, it's a transformation. She is most certainly a lead. She's playing somebody real. So I think it's more along the lines of Natalie Portman and Jackie. It'd be hard to see her not getting nominated. Typically, to win Best Actor or Actress, your film should also be nominated for Best Picture. You just have, like, it just happens more. It's more correlated by far. It seems to be more of a factor with the actor category, but it matters in general.
Well, I have something very fucking interesting that I just realized. Out of this entire actress list, none of these movies were on our top 10 for picture, which says that we may be getting some more male-dominated films, or it says that we might have a couple Best Picture nominees in here that we don't see.
There's absolutely no way you're getting an actress category that has no Best Picture nominees.
Right. All right, well
like,
then...
absolutely not.
Then let's just put on Nomadland and Ammonite and Annette and just say
they
that
all
those are
have
getting in there.
They all have great chances, sure.
But yeah, Ana de Armas is also at that ripe age for an actress like Alicia Vikander or Jennifer Lawrence, Knives Out, No Time to Die. Like, she's just on a career high, and actresses in particular win at younger ages.
I wouldn't call being a Bond girl a career high, but definitely Knives Out.
Number 2, Frances McDormand, Nomadland. What can be said about Frances McDormand at this point? Like, when she's in a movie and she's got the role, like, she's going to absolutely fucking kill it and be amazing and excellent. 3 Billboards gave her this sort of, like, career revitalization where we're like, get her in the lead roles, folks. Like, get her in the lead roles. She also has Macbeth coming out. We are assuming that that is going to be a next year release.
And the idea that she's going to be nominated for, you know, Wes Anderson's latest is just...
No.
It's just comical. It's just hilarious. I love people suggesting that anybody's getting nominated for any Wes Anderson film, especially this one.
And it's never happened before, and it's not happening now.
It doesn't make any sense. You can't really shine in an ensemble.
But, you know, seeing her this high on my list almost makes me think, like, yeah, Nomadland, like, it could get in for Best Picture.
Yeah, I agree. I think she's, like, a real heavuveight there. I mean, she's going to be a middle American, like the essence of America, like, struggling with food stamps. Who knows what's going to happen? This is, like, a social realism film, and she's going to be at the heart of it, and even if the film doesn't get nominated, like, you can see this easily. I would say that Frances McDormand is more of a lock than Ana de Armas because Blonde might be a whatever movie, but Nomadland's going to be like probably a very good movie. Like, if I had to hedge my bets on one person in this category getting nominated, it's Frances McDormand.
And then we also have another actress who it's like, you just say her name and it's like, and you think Oscar, Viola Davis. One of the great actresses, obviously. This movie is not really getting the Best Picture buzz. It just seems so obviously like this is a actress vehicle. You can't really imagine them announcing this title on Oscar morning as part of the Best Picture lineup, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Nonetheless, based on a play from August Wilson. Oh, that reminds me of her Oscar-winning role in Fences.
Me as well. Fences, like, was a little bit dry because it didn't really do much to, like, bring the play to the big screen in an interesting way. So it depends what they do with this film, if it's like adapted verbatim from the play.
I mean, she's playing a musician, a singer. She's going to be singing. Viola Davis is going to be singing. Like, that is Oscar bait. What else would you like to say? People have been winning for singing a lot lately. Rami Malek, Renee Zellweger. And this trend continues to our next pick as well. Because we have Jennifer Hudson in Respect. This movie strikes many like the same way that Judy did. We just know that this movie's going to be like fine, good, okay, whatever. But obviously Jennifer Hudson's going to get some buzz here. She's playing Aretha Franklin. I mean, this is a formula now. That you play a famous musician, singer, and you get nominated for an Oscar. It didn't quite work for Taron Egerton, but...
It didn't work for Chadwick Boseman either. I mean, there are many biopics that are just
This is coming out right in October. This seems like a May movie, but it's not. It's coming out in October.
Well, now everything's coming out in October, and there's going to be no such thing as not Oscar season because it's being overtaken by coronavirus.
Yeah, every movie is going to be piled on in Oscar season, so we're just going to have to do our duty as filmgoers and see twice as many movies in the short amount of time.
I could see Respect being not that great.
Sure.
And like a little pandering, so but Bohemian Rhapsody pandering as hell, so who knows.
Next, Kate Winslet in Ammonite. I think Kate Winslet and Saoirse Ronan both have great chances of being nominated for this film.
Are they double lead? That's my question.
There's going to be a way to decide. Like, there always is a way to decide.
Because Saoirse Ronan doesn't get nominated for supporting actress.
Yes, she does. Her first nomination was supporting.
Yeah, as a child. And since then, she gets nominated for actress when she's in a movie.
It just feels like Kate Winslet is the lead, though. Even if she's not, it might be a Carol situation where it's like, who's like the veteran actress, like the seasoned one?
It would make more sense to have the older actress in Best Actress. I don't know why that's always a thing, but it kind of always is a thing.
It's a romance. You know that the emotions are going to be there, so what else do you need? It's Kate Winslet.
Yeah, I could see Kate Winslet and Saoirse Ronan taking nominations for this film, if nothing else.
Next, we have Jennifer Lawrence in Red, White, and Water. This project is such a mystery. Like, we don't really know much about the writer or the director.
Playing a soldier, right? Who comes home from the war.
Yeah, with a brain injury or something.
Yeah, so that's a meaty role.
It's an A24 movie. We don't always know what that means for Oscar, but again, this is Jennifer Lawrence. The Oscars freaking nominate Jennifer Lawrence. Like, they nominate her all the time now. She's one of the actresses. It's just like, oh, she gets nominated for what she's doing. And this is obviously looks like a big meaty role from her. Considering how frequently she's been getting nominated, we're actually in a bit of a drought. She hasn't been nominated since Joy. It's kind of about time, in fact.
So Jessica Chastain in The Eyes of Tammy Faye. This movie is about Andrew Garfield and Jessica Chastain. They're playing televangelists. They're wonky and they're wacky. And this is going to be a really fun performance. If you remember Jessica Chastain in The Help, kind of playing that like high energy Southern thing, I think she's going to do a similar thing here. But she's going to be like wacky. Like, it is going to be a fun ass performance. And if the movie's good, I could see the two leads being like really hyped up. But I don't know if it's just like too much of like a fun or a comedy or something like that. I'm not really sure what to expect for this film. I think the other films seem like they might be more like meaty Oscar material. This one's more of a comedy, has maybe some more levity, who knows?
Yeah, we have to see like the darker side of the character in order for her to get Oscar buzz.
That's not always true.
It's kind of true. Marion Cotillard for Annette. Annette could be a big time Oscar thing, or it could be like what? And we just don't know. This is a movie that's in all song. The composers / screenwriters are kind of wacko. We have the director of Holy Motors. He's a wacko. But, Marion Cotillard, Adam Driver in the lead roles could really, like, hold this movie down and, I don't know, make it something really special and maybe something, like, that does appeal to the musical sensibilities of the Academy. And she's singing. We have other singing people in this category, and here's another one. If Annette's a contender, then there you go. She's in.
And also, Denny Levant in Holy Motors was like ferocious and was given so much to act with. Like, his performance was gargantuan in that movie. Like, he did so many different things. I wonder if Adam Driver and Marion Cotillard will have an opportunity to let some weird ass stuff out in this movie. Maybe this movie has The Favorite vibes, because Yorgos Lanthimos is a director you wouldn't see getting into Oscars if he does like a Yorgos Lanthimos thing, but he made it work in a period drama that he didn't write. Putting like an Oscar package in with like a director who does an interesting thing, and sometimes that means you get a 90 on Metacritic. And if you get a 90 on Metacritic with those kind of actors, then you go to the Oscars.
Next, we have Michelle Pfeiffer for French Exit. I'm seeing people put Michelle Pfeiffer on their list, like, for good reason. She's Michelle Pfeiffer. I think a little bit of it is because she hasn't won an Oscar. So they're like, well, she hasn't won an Oscar, so let's get her on here. This is a mentality that people used for Willem Dafoe last year for both The Lighthouse and The Last Thing He Wanted when we thought that was coming out. And it didn't work for either. So I'm still skeptical about this. The director has done very small, like, indie movies. But this cast kind of suggests that it might be a little bit of an uppity-up on his part. She moves to a small apartment in Paris with her son and her cat. I think there's just going to be a lot of Lucas Hedges versus Michelle Pfeiffer action going on here. That's going to be fun to see. Like, I think they're going to give, like, great performances.
I feel like this is not an Oscar movie, though.
She has, like, Ellen Bernstein in Requiem for a Dream hair.
I mean, let's put it this way, Cole. Ben is back. I think it could just be like that.
Next is Carey Mulligan for Promising Young Woman. I have seen this movie. And Carey Mulligan is just as great as you want her to be. She's a little bit like this sort of like Jake Gyllenhaal Nightcrawler performance where it's just like delightful to watch in ways. She is both fun and like heartbreaking at times.
When's this coming out?
Well, it was supposed to come out in like April, so that means we just have no idea when it's coming out. Maybe them pushing a release date will help her a little bit. Who knows? But nonetheless, I think that this is going to be a performance that we can't overlook. Because I think people will be talking about it by the end of the year. I don't know that she goes all the way to the Oscars or anything, but I think that she's going to be on the conversation.
I feel like at this point in the year, if you've seen a film where you think that, you should put her a little higher.
I think that she's, at best, Lupita Nyong'o in Us. She's just not going to get to the finish line. Rashida Jones on The Rocks. Whoa, Rashida Jones' first Oscar nomination, what? I can see it happening. If On the Rocks is truly, like, an Oscar movie or whatever, and she's giving the best performance of her career, which kind of seems likely, who knows what she can do.
I think this is a matter of, does On the Rocks get a Best Picture nomination? And if it does, they might not nominate Rashida Jones, but I don't see her giving, she's not giving a transformative performance in this movie, and therefore, I don't see her getting nominated unless this is a Best Picture nominated movie. I think and I don't think On the Rocks seems that Best Picture friendly.
Best Actor. Number 1, Anthony Hopkins in The Father. I have talked about this movie because I saw it at Sundance. Hopkins' performance just, blew me away. And it blows everybody away. You will be blown away. Acting doesn't get better than what he's doing here. And I don't understand. It's hard for me to imagine someone giving a better performance than him the whole year. It is hard for me to imagine.
I think it's hard for a lot of people to imagine, and I feel like it's going to be really easy for him to go all the way. I mean, why wouldn't you want to give him another Oscar? Why not? He can have it.
The end scene of this movie, I was just like, holy fuck, patting myself down. Where's the Oscar? We need to find him an Oscar. Give it to him now. Give him it.
I'm so pumped to see him, be that. This movie has really good reviews.
It is a showcase for him.
They said about Casey Affleck in Manchester by the Sea, acting showcase.
Out of Sundance.
It is just a masterclass in acting. I think Anthony Hopkins has the same exact thing, and this may be considered one of the best performances of all time from the hype that I'm seeing. Casey Affleck.
I don't really disagree.
No, I mean, Cole, that's the thing, is you don't disagree.
Obviously, the thing that it has going against it, as you were saying, it's very correlated with the Best Actor winner being in a Best Picture nominee. Now, could The Father get nominated for Best Picture? Probably not. Probably not.
This would break a trend since Jeff Bridges won for Crazy Heart, that the winner of Best Actor is not in a Best Picture nominated film.
But I think that he's an easy frontrunner. I mean, like I said, I just don't imagine people being better than him. He has a lot of Oscar scenes. Everything he does is an Oscar scene. He has dementia. Call the race right now. I do not care. Give him the Oscar. Number 2, Gary Oldman in Mank. A no-brainer.
He is very easily in there for Best Actor.
A lock.
But I don't see him winning for this role.
He just won.
Yeah, he just won. And he's not transforming. Yeah, I think he's it could be an easy nomination, but again, Hopkins is the front runner, and can you beat him?
Oh, alcoholic is one thing we could say about him.
Oh, there we go.
Alcoholic, just throw it in there.
Michael Fassbender, Next Goal Wins. This movie, I feel like, is Oscar friendly, and Michael Fassbender is playing a coach who is screaming his head off.
I mean,
that is fun. In a Taika Waititi film, this is fun. This is very enjoyable. Who knows if he challenges the front runner? I mean, could he challenge the front runner here? I don't know.
It's hard to imagine considering how this might have lightheartedness to it. They usually favor heavier performances like Hopkins.
Yeah,
but
it's gonna be so much fun.
At this point, he is kind of overdue. And if Next Goal Wins gets nominated, I feel like he's got to go with it.
I don't know how much of a lead they're gonna make him versus the team. But I think they are going to make him the lead.
And he's got blonde hair. It's going to be good to watch.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be
very delicious.
It's going to be good for us. I have Will Smith for King Richard on here at number 4.
This is quite high.
It's quite high, but I just have a feeling that this is the movie was made to get him nominated is my feeling, and that it will work because Will Smith...
Concussion didn't get him nominated.
Yeah, but
that
Concussion...
was made to get him nominated.
No, that's different. That's like you're a doctor, like who cares? He's a tough father who's training his daughters, who are the Williams sisters, tennis. It's going to be an emotionally grueling performance. It's going to be like complex, and we know that when Will Smith is like signed up for this type of task, that he fucking delivers.
Okay, but here's the thing. Because we know, does that make it less so? If he's gonna do his Will Smith thing and like be like,
it's gonna be
like
a
hold back
Will
tears
Smith
and stuff
thing than you've seen though.
We need to see how different he
there.
is. Like we need to see in the trailer if he's Will Smith doing that thing where he gets really serious and he's like a single tear going down his face, or if this is like a new Will Smith.
If you look at like the real guy, it just seems like this is gonna be a performance that's like a little older, like maybe a gray-haired Will Smith even. Something slightly different from what we see.
if he's teaching them as kids, then no.
It doesn't matter. I think that Will Smith's gonna like do it.
I'm not as confident as you, but I'll accept it.
And they're releasing it right in November. So it's like they want this. They're going to aim for it. They're going to try for it. They know that it can happen. Tom Hanks, News of the World. Now you're a little skeptical because...
I'm skeptical because, yes, he got nominated for supporting actor in Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, finally. But he has been in a lot of movies where they have just said like, Tom Hanks, We don't have Tom Hanks fever, really. Like
Don't
anymore.
say Tom Hanks fever.
Oh.
His interpretation on like Western or like this Western character might be interesting. Jeff Bridges was nominated for True Grit. Like,
I gotta find my daughter.
It's not his daughter.
Sometimes in this world we have to choose the ones we love, or to spend our life regretting the ones that we did.
I understand what you're talking about, but he is going to have a Western accent. I cannot recall in memory if he has done that before, but that will be...
Howdy, I'm Woody.
Alright, fine. He's done it before. This is Tom Hanks. He gives great performances, and this is Paul Greengrass directing, and it's a Western. So, like, Tom Hanks
it's a lot.
can be in the
this
game.
Could be like 10 nominations.
And it could be a Best Picture nominee, and then, like, there it is. 6. Bradley Cooper, Nightmare Alley. Now, I didn't want to put this as high, but I think you want to put this high.
I think this is an appropriate slot for him, because I think he'll be around here even at the end of the year. Some people seem to be saying this is a role where he's just playing, like, the detective, and it's not that meaty. But I wonder if that there might be a little bit of a twist on that. I also want to point out they love Bradley Cooper, even for Silver Linings Playbook, where they thought like maybe he doesn't get nominated. They still nominated him, and if he's the lead in the movie, he might not even have to be doing like that much, because he's kind of always brilliant. He's on like a high level, and so he's not going to just do nothing.
I see that on the horizon he has like 1 or 2 movies that he's definitely getting nominated for. Like, this could be like a little break for him. Like, he doesn't have to get nominated for everything. It seems like maybe something where it's just like, oh, Robert De Niro like just doesn't get nominated for The Irishman. Like, he's not the one in the movie doing the most.
Yeah.
Like, Willem Dafoe and Kate Blanchett are going to be doing more than him, probably. He's going to be the straight man around a colorful cast of characters. And maybe, they will like to see this revival of the, noir guy. So sure, he'll be in the conversation.
Ben Foster for Harry Haft. He's playing a boxer and then Holocaust survivor. I mean, this is the definition of Oscar bait. Not only are you a Holocaust survivor, you are a boxer. It's going to be an inspirational story. The problem is that the movie might not be... It could be hammy. Okay, so this director had his peak in the 80s and the early 90s. Since then, he's made a lot of, like, sort of garbage, I guess you could say. Like, he has not been prevalent. So is he really going to make a comeback like that? We had Warren Beatty doing Rules Don't Apply, thinking that was like maybe an Oscar movie, and like it totally wasn't.
I believe in Ben Foster to give this great kind of performance.
Yeah.
I think he should be nominated by now.
A great performance.
But he's not somebody that has been very big on the Oscars radar. He should have been nominated for Hell or High Water, and he wasn't.
Again, is the movie good? If it's good, he gets nominated because this is Oscar bait.
Or what if it's
and
Harriet,
he's going to do a lot.
I mean, I don't think this director has taken on this level of, like, Oscar bait. I think he's, like, really trying to go back to that.
Is this some Hacksaw Ridge stuff, where it's like, Mel Gibson's back in the game? Really?
Joaquin Phoenix for Come On, Come On. Joaquin Phoenix in an A24 drama, directed by Mike Mills. Worth noting, he did Beginners, which won Christopher Plummer an Oscar, and then His other movie, 20th Century Women, Annette Bening wasn't too far off from a nomination there. This is an actor as director. And we have Joaquin Phoenix, who gives great performances all the time.
But this is going to be an indie drama. So does he get nominated for an indie drama? Don't really know. I mean, he could be great in it, just like Annette Bening was in 20th Century Woman, and like still. It's going to be hard for this movie to get like lots and lots of hype, I think.
Yeah, and he's not like wearing clown face like in the Joker, so it's not that same.
People aren't going to be able to say this is his best performance.
No one's going to think it tops The Master, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Another great Joaquin Phoenix performance, like, I'm in. Sign me up. Adam Driver, Annette. Very excited for this one. We discussed this movie a lot when talking about Marion Cotillard, but, you know, these are two actors who have both demonstrated that they can do, like, all-time great performances.
And he can sing. He's going to be very good. Fiery.
And Andrew Garfield, Eyes of Tammy Faye.
He's playing a evangelical Christian hick. He goes on TV and preaches, and he's going to be very funny.
And he's going to have a giant smile.
I just thought that you might want to go watch me on TV. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. That's Andrew Garfield in this movie.
That'll be fun to watch. Daniel Kaluuya in the Fred Hampton Project. This could be a Best Actor vehicle for him for sure. He's playing a real person, member of the Black Panther Party who was assassinated. So yeah, this like, you know, a civil rights activist or whatever. Like, I don't really know much about this story, but it could be very interesting.
Yeah, it's it's like a little bit off the radar, this movie.
Just because it's coming out in August, I guess.
Oh, well yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever I always hear that, I'm like, why isn't this movie being it's August.
Yeah.
And I sort of lose a little bit of hope. Maybe it's like Detroit that came out in August. Important story, very good movie, but like, it's gonna be hard for him to sustain that momentum if this doesn't premiere at festivals.
You got Chadwick Boseman in Da 5 Bloods, Spike Lee's war drama about a group of war vets who return to the jungle.
Is it an ensemble? Like, it's about a group of people?
Yeah, it appears to be an ensemble piece, kind of, but I think that he is definitively like a lead. Chadwick Boseman's overdue at this point.
Like, he didn't just do Black Panther, where he was very good. He did...
42 and Get On Up. I think that what holds him back is the fact that this could be more of like an ensemble movie where the attention's drawn to all these different supporting actors. Matt Damon in Stillwater.
A man who must get his daughter.
Matt Damon goes all the way to France to retrieve his daughter who got arrested for murder. I don't really know what the conflict is. Like, we'll have to see. This is Tom McCarthy, the director of Spotlight. It's coming out in November. It seems like they're mounting it for an Oscar release. If it is an Oscar contender, like, Matt Damon really does seem that he could get nominated for it. I'm sure that he's going to be upset and, you know, crying perhaps about his daughter. And Abigail Breslin could also be like in the conversation.
It sounds like a very intense performance. Like, they could both be giving very intense performances. But
it says it's a thriller. And that is always kind of a red flag. Gone Girl, Widows, just don't happen. They just didn't happen. If it's a thriller and it's kind of like he has to like fight people or like break somebody's arm.
He's not gonna fight anybody, Cole.
Well, why is
his
it a thriller?
His daughter's arrested. It's probably like a courtroom thriller.
Well, if he's running around with a gun, then I don't think he's getting nominated.
He's not going to run around with a gun. She's arrested for murder, which means she's arrested by the government, not by a rogue group.
But what if there's a
gangsters.
Conspiracy going on? She's arrested for murder. But, like, now he's got to go get the guys who did it.
Is there a real story? But Matt Damon doesn't really scream, like, I need to be nominated again.
Like Ford v. Ferrari.
Obviously, the movie's good.
And finally, Anthony Ramos for In the Heights. I would not overestimate this movie. It is just going to be Rocket Man. Like, it's just going to be Rocket Man. It's going to get good reviews, I think. Perhaps even less so. Like, it might be, like, okay reviews. And the reason I think that is because the director of Crazy Rich Asians, which obviously was a movie that a lot of people liked, is there a limit to that kind of like studio polished movie? I think that there is. You know, this movie didn't seem to be blowing me away with like the cinematography or the production design in the way that like an Oscar musical would. And I think Anthony Ramos is a serious shot for like Golden Globe nomination, but not the Oscar nomination.
He does seem really great in it. At the very least, he'll emerge as a rising star.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he's already that. You know, a couple of you might be asking, you know, where's Ansel Elgort for West Side Story? The answer is he's not here. You might be asking, where is Timothée Chalamet in Dune? The answer is that I feel like he's going to be like Ryan Gosling in Blade Runner 2049. A lot of Denis Villeneuve's protagonists are sort of stoic. As great as like Emily Blunt, Amy Adams, and Ryan Gosling are in those movies, they're not giving the most Oscar bait performances. Amy Adams should have been fucking nominated, like holy shit, but She wasn't. Too stoic. And John David Washington in Tenet seems like how Leonardo DiCaprio didn't get nominated for Inception. They're very similar movies.
Yeah.
Those are our best actor and actress predictions. Stay tuned for the supporting categories. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing.
Who's the best actor?